people are going to come also. So today we are seeking happiness. There is something that we don't even define what it is. So now in this study circle, we are trying to understand what is happiness. Then at least when we get happiness, we will be happy. Otherwise, we can't. So from uh, whoever here, can anybody tell what is happiness from your own understanding? You can text here or you can talk,
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Sairam, Dr.
Sairam.
Ramesh here. Yeah.
Hmm.
I would like to say defining happiness is basically a state of mind.
Hmm.
And when you say Paramanand, that is the
Hmm.
ultimate happiness. It's actually realizing divinity in you, that you are one with divinity. That I think is the ultimate state of happiness.
Very
Other
good.
things like
Kalpana, madam, what is your opinion about happiness?
Sairam,
Sairam.
my opinion, happiness is something, again, like Ramesh said, it's a state of mind. I personally feel happiness comes from service, like when you serve someone without getting any feedback or without expecting anything. That
Hmm.
gives you a fullness of your mind, and that is happiness. That is my personal opinion.
Okay, very good. Lata Krishnamurti, what do you think happiness is? Okay, anybody else? Sister Padma Arvind, Sister Santa Sastri, Sister Uma. Anybody can say what is happiness? There's no hard and fast definition.
Saira?
We are just Saram, yes.
Actually, the life, whatever we are having, that itself is a happiness. This human birth, that itself makes us happy, even though we are facing sad or, difficulties, whatever it is. We need to find everything is a gift of the God. That only leads to progress in spirituality. So everything is a gift of the God. If you think like that, we feel that each and every moment is a happy, and that's why in English we used to say that present tense, right? So the present, whatever we are getting from the God, is a happiness.
Sister Uma or Lata, whoever wants to say anything. Lata Vaishnavi, anybody wants to say anything about happiness?
Sairam, like what Pragati said, it is very true. Like from Satisai Speaks, volume 33, Swami says, happiness lies in union with God. If you have the firm conviction that God is in you, with you, and around you, you will never face any hardship or misery in your life. So that is very much relating to what Swami has said.
Yeah, very good. So, okay, now we just move on to a good story. We start with a story, right? So everybody wants to hear a story. Can anybody read it lively?
Can I?
Yes.
This is Sai Pragdisara.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Happiness is union with God. In the Bhrigu section of the Taittiriya Upanishad, which comes after the bliss of Brahman section, is the story of Bhrigu, son of Varuna. While teaching Bhrigu the Brahman phenomenon, self-realization.
Brahman phenomena.
Brahman phenomenon, self-realization. Varuna says, Son, Brahman cannot be seen through the eyes. Now that Brahman is that which enables the eyes to see and the ears to hear. He can be known only through extreme earning in a cleansed mind and concentrated thought. No other means can help.
So,
He added,
1 minute. I'll just put it in a simple way. So, Bhrigu, this is from Taittiriya Upanishad. There is a section for Bhrigu. It relates to Brahman, how blissful. You know? So, the Bhrigu is the son of Varuna. You know, the Varuna god. Varuna is related to the rains. So this is the god, his son is Bhrigu. So Varuna, he asks his son about Brahman. Brahman can't be seen. Brahman, because Brahman is the one who enables eyes to see, so ears to hear. So how can eyes see him? So he is the one who enables eyes. So so the mind, cleansed mind and concentrated thought only, you can realize Brahman. Hearing that, what Bhrigu is doing, next paragraph. You can go ahead. Yeah.
he added, Dear Bhrigu, know that everything in the universe originates from Brahman divinity, exists in Brahman, unfolds through Brahman, and merges in Brahman alone. Discover it yourself through concentrated spiritual practice. The Father gave him only these indications before directing him to enter upon spiritual exercises that would ultimately reveal the truth.
1 minute. So he says Brahman exists. He exists through Brahman. He merges in Brahman. Discover yourself. He let his son discover what it is. So happiness has got connection with Brahman. That's what we are going through. So the third paragraph now. Yes, go ahead, please.
With full faith in the words of his father, Bhrigu engaged in concentrated spiritual practice. The process of self-control and inquiry raised his consciousness, and he believed what he understood at the stage as Brahman and decided that food was Brahman. When he declared what he had come to know, his father Varuna told him that his answer was not right.
Okay, so now also we do Brahmarpanam. We salute food as Brahman. So what is wrong with that? We don't know. We'll just go. So that's what he realized. And he says, food is God, but his father says no. So let's see what Bhrigu is doing next. Yes, please.
So Bhrigu continued the spiritual practices and found out that vital air prana was Brahman. Since without vital air, other things are vain. Vital air causes life, promotes life, and puts an end to life. But his father also pronounced this inference wrong and sent him again for further spiritual practice.
1 minute. So Bhrigu first initially he thought food was Brahman because it is creating our body. He went to his father. He said no. Now he contemplates and does more practices. Then he realizes the prana vayu that is going inside vital air. We also say that pranayamam is umbu, that one. That's mantra, but every day we are inhaling and exhaling. Yeah, that is also vital. Yeah, that is Brahman. He realized such thing, but his father said no. What will Brigu do next? Yes, please. Next paragraph.
In this manner, Brigu had a third period of austerity when he came upon mind Manas as Brahman, and later a fourth when he revised that conclusion was spiritual wisdom Vijnana. At last, after undergoing a fifth course of spiritual practices, he became aware that spiritual bliss, Ananda, was Brahman. He stayed in the bliss of that awareness and never more proceeded to his father. The father saw Brigu and congratulated him, who had cast the world away from his memory. He said, "Son, you have merged in that vision." Sutravahini, chapter 3.
Yeah. So now Brigu is doing austerity and find is Manas. Manas is mind. So he thinks now Manas as Brahman. He goes back and his father says, no, that's not Brahman. When he revises that conclusion, another time he does, and he thinks the intellect, Vijnana, that is the wisdom. We all want wisdom. That Vijnana is Brahman, he says, but his father Varuna says no. So at last he goes another time, fifth time, he realizes some bliss, some kind of bliss, that is Ananda. So he says that is Brahman. At that time his father says yes. Okay. Now anybody has got any idea about this? Anybody realized or practice or anything? Can anybody, or only two people, you can come and say.
Hello, Sairam. Yeah. If you read all our Puranas and Vedic scriptures, as I said before, that Brahmanandam, the state of ultimate bliss or the ultimate reality, is realizing God and dwelling in Him, and also realizing that God dwells in each and every person, both animate matters as well as humans. Therefore, if you realize God even in animals and other, say, jivarasi, as we say in Tamil or Sanskrit, all animals, sometimes even non-animate matter, that is the ultimate reality of recognizing God's presence in all, and that is the state of bliss which the great rishis or sannyasis who have attained the kind of mukti state, we can say, they
Anybody
realize
else?
that kind of
Anybody
happiness.
else wants to say about it? From the ladies' side, anybody who has not spoken so far in this? Okay, right. We saw 5 stages here, right? One, I'll just explain this. So when Brihu thought food was Brahma, because our body is made out of 5 koshas or layers or Maya wheel, whatever we call it. So Annamaya kosha is body. So initially he thought Annamaya kosha, that was God. It's true. In one sense, it's true, but it's not the entire truth. The second is Pranamaya Gosha. When we inhale, Soham, Baba says that Soham meditation, Pranamaya Gosha. And then comes Manomaya Gosha. Mind is made out of good, bad, yes, no. So Dvitiyam, to process, like our computer, it needs plus and minus. My mind is made out of two. It's not one. What is one? One is positive, another is negative. That is what manas. And fourth is Vijnanamaya Gosha. From this mind, bodily intelligent. That is, whatever we realized in our life, whatever others told us, whatever we saw, whatever Puranas told us, from that in our present birth, we have some kind of conclusions. How it happens is from Manomaya Gosha. Manomaya Gosha is a temporary memory. From that temporary memory, we build some software or some permanent memory. This is Vijnanamaya Gosha. We imagine that is intellect. We are very good. We are intelligent. That intelligence is related only to this birth, and whatever experiences we got, whatever others' experiences we learn. So we think mostly this is intelligence. Varuna says it's not. Then only he goes back, Brihu, and he finds Anandamaya Gosha at the fifth. Why Anandamaya Gosha? It is near the. Why Baba always says heart? Do anything, think through the heart. So Vijnanamaya Gosha, it thinks through the brain. That brain is not the total intelligence. It's only minute intelligence that is attained in this birth. It is this intelligence is got through the Annamaya Gosha, Pranamaya Gosha, Manomaya Gosha. This Vijnanamaya Gosha comes there. But these four are transitory. So relying on that, we can't get permanent intelligence. Okay. Now, the same thing, we put it in a different manner. Food sheath, vital sheath, mental sheath, intellect, bliss is here. This is causal body, subtle body. We call those bodies also different. Actually, this body is not exactly Annamaya Gosha. Annamaya Gosha is derived from the body. That's also subtle, but it's gross, but it's not the exact body what we are saying. Right now, we go back and explore each and every 5 stages Brihu went. So first, initially he thought Annamaya Gosha, physical body. It is made out of 5 elements. So these 5 elements, space, air, water, fire, earth, these undergo different changes. From one man to another man, what is the difference? Nothing. This outside body wise, only these 5 elements present it in a different manner. The entire universe, you look at earth or moon or sun, all of them are different forms and structures of these 5 elements. So Annamaya Gosha is also like that. So that is why his father Varuna said it is not the permanent happiness. So we look at the second, Pranamaya Gosha. Pranamaya Gosha, so when we do breath, so this kind of 6 chakras and another chakra, Muladhara chakra, when we breathe through, there is another, chart there. So we got Pingala Nadi, this Nadi. So the air can go here and go center here. So through that, if the air goes and comes out, we are happy at that time, because we are not directed sideways. When we direct sideways, mind is working, it creates all the thoughts, so problem. So when we do deep meditation or pranayama, inhale and exhale, so exercise, what we do is we are taking care of the pranamaya gosha, but it is not the permanent happiness. The minute you mind works, this goes away, right? But this is also essential. Whatever we eat, that is the starting point. Annamaya Gosha, what we eat, all those things, really it matters, but that is not the entire thing. From that we have to we have to advance to pranamaya kosha. So everything is in a stage. One stage, second stage we come. So from pranamaya kosha, this is manomaya kosha. The mantras, even the sound waves, they got a pattern. So manomaya kosha, mind is like a electromagnetic energy. It goes in waves. That wave, when conscious mind, too much we are working scientifically, we have seen beta waves 14 to 21. These are measurements. Even artificially we can bring that mind to super conscious level, deep conscious. When we are sleeping, our mind is at this stage, theta wave, delta wave stage is deep meditative stage. We can attain through some sound waves also, if we realize what we are doing. So manomaya kosha can be attained through several ways. One of them, or superficially we change through the sound waves, or meditation by chanting mantras, bhajans, and the rhythm of our clapping also works. So this also Brihu asked Varuna. Varuna said, no, it is more than that. Then comes the Vijnanamaya Gosha. In the Vijnanamaya Gosha, Swami was saying materialization is it's my nature. Same thing at Vijnanamaya Gosha, when we are at that stage, materialization, healing for us, healing for others, it can happen. Unoscillating mind, silent mind, Annamaya Gosha forgotten, Manomaya Gosha forgotten. We forgot the what is it? The breathing is going on without our noticing. So at that stage, these are possible. If this is possible at that stage, what is possible at this stage? Anandamaya Gosha is absolute bliss, co-creator. We feel like God. That is why we in Advaita we say God and man are not different. Yes, but what was the problem? Can we think Annamaya Ghosh? So within these four walls, Anandamaya Gosha is there, or Anandamaya Gosha is there. It is enveloped by several false layers. So what we say, what Baba says is, you just take off those layers and find out Anandamaya Gosha in you. This is total bliss, because this bliss is not related to physical being, and it is not related to our mind. It is not related to our intellect, because it itself is bliss. It itself is happiness. So we talked about the nadi, how we do that super ego. This is sahasrara. We say sahasrara. So when every conscious goes here, it merges with God. Immediately it gets signals from Him. So we are just part of God. So what Baba says about man, somebody read it?
Man has been given two boons, Sukham and Shanti, happiness and peace. Every person in the world, from a king to a beggar, desire one of these two. But what's the happiness that he should seek? Is it physical, mental, or material pleasure? Men are not sure about what kind of happiness they want and where from they can get it. If it's sensory pleasure that they want, they will find that these are only momentary and that they are weakened at the end. There is no pleasure at all. Man seeks to seeks to banish. Okay. You want to explain? Yeah.
No. You go ahead. Yeah, we already explained.
Man seeks to banish sorrow and acquire ananda, happiness. What is happiness? Do wealth, power, or health confer happiness? The world has numerous wealthy men, but are they really experiencing happiness? There are many wielding power or having good health, but are they really happy? No. The reason is there can be no real happiness as long as one is infected with the ever greedy ego. And the happiness we enjoy in the external world is only a reaction, reflection, and resound of the happiness within. Very few understand this truth. The apparent joy that one experiences today is artificial and temporary. Only the happiness that springs from the heart is permanent. Sati Sai Speaks, Volume 38, Chapter 1.
So, I will read it now. Never give scope to worry. What is the shape of worry? It's only mentally created fear. So be happy always. Happiness is union with God, not with the world. So the happiness we don't derive from our bodily koshas. Four koshas is with divine. There is no happiness in the world. Worldly happiness is temporary, but bliss is permanent. We know now bliss is without reason. We are bliss. Already we are bliss. It is enveloped by the koshas. True happiness is that which is related to the Atma. Now he says Atma. You should not be afraid of difficulties. They are passing clouds. Why this difficulty come? When we are stuck with something, we think Annamaya Kosha is correct, is all. Then there is a problem come. When we think Manomaya Kosha is correct, when we think Vijnanamaya, then problems come. When we know these are all our nature is only blissfulness, then no problem will come to us. They are passing. Do not waver, follow the heart. So he says, don't think through your head, think through your heart. Everything goes smoothly. When a person comes for need, if you try to do something through your head, what will happen? Can anybody say? Somebody comes for help, you think through your brain, what will happen? We'll judge, isn't it? We'll judge who he is and whether we can help him or not, whether he may be a thief, all those things come. But if you think through the heart, what will we do? Immediate spontaneity. If you got something that's not hurting you, it's not very big loss for you, you will just give away. So think through the heart makes the world loving and non-judgmental. So heart which is steady and unwavering, unity of heart, head and hand is essential for man. So the head has to think through heart. It should not think alone, and hand should obey. So God is the origin of all happiness, from the lowest joy to the highest bliss of Brahman. Each step is an increase of the feeling of delight. Words like highest bliss, Paramananda, as Ramesh was saying, indicate only stages of bliss, Ananda. As a matter of fact, all types of bliss are derived from the primary basic source of the bliss of Brahman, divinity. So this is the last portion. Happiness lies in union with God. So we come to the conclusion part. So what is happiness? Union with God. If you have the firm conviction that God is in you, with you, around you, you will never face any hardship or misery in your life. Happiness is essential for God realization. It is one of the major gates to divinity. It's not just a fault if a person is not happy. He is very categorical. It's one of the most serious of all faults if we are not happy. It's a barrier to realization. We have to be happy all the time. Anything happens, we have to be happy because we are Paramananda, as Padma was saying initially. It is enough if you develop love and share it with others. He gives a means of doing it. It's enough if you develop. He makes it very simple. If you develop love and share it with others, it is only when you are happy that you can make others happy. If we are not happy, we think about I didn't get it, or I'm not eligible, or something like that. Then we are not happy. We can't give happiness to others. What is happiness? It is union with God. Satya Sai speaks on Saira. So we go to the bhajan portion now. Thank you. These questions we'll ask later.